share my process of building something big from scratch through fear, chaos, and the truth about myself. Today, I want to tell you how scared I was to sell anything. I was so scared when I started doing random small things and micro businesses. I was scared to call, to text, even to answer any messages from new clients. I was in tears several times when I wanted to call someone. I was shaking. I cried. What I was scared of, I was scared to say something stupid, to be laughed at, to be told to fuck off. I remember one funny case. We wanted to sell dried meat, me and my husband. We made a landing page. It was actually a really good looking one, and we turned on the traffic. To my biggest regret, someone submitted a request. My goal was to call him back and say, hey, we are just starting out our business. We don't have actually any dried meat. I want to know what are you interested in. I prepared for this call for a half of a day. I still remember this. I was crying and shaking and so on. After a deep inhale, I called this person. I called, he answered, and I said, hey, this is a dried meat. You left a request on our website. The guy just started laughing. And I was like, I was totally shocked back then. But now I remember this situation with a warmth in my heart. I think everyone needs their moment of dried meat in their life to laugh about it later. This is the part when I will tell you when I realized how huge was my step forward in sales, in communication and business and everything. Recently my friend asked me if I knew how to solve a certain question about his business. Since I'm Russian speaking, we all use Telegram Messenger for everything. And I told him, sorry, I don't remember certain steps how to do that, but there is a chat in Telegram and there are a lot of people discussing problems like yours. Just post your question there and maybe you will find someone with the same question and you can text him directly in private messages and ask him about this situation. Maybe he solve this anyhow and have answers for you. I do this all the time. He answered, no, sorry, I don't want to bother people. I feel weird writing strangers. I was like, and that's when I realized I saw a huge leap in sales mindset and the progress I've made. It was like moment. I remember crying me because I was this person who was scared to text anyone, even if it's for his own best. I thought if I will stood face to face with the version of old me right now, old me simply wouldn't believe the transformation. How did I do it? I just keep stepping over and over myself, step by step, through fear. And it was hard. Why? Because I want more. I want to be stronger. And I'm not okay of being scared of anything. This is just not my way anymore. And this gap between crying me and me today, it just hit me. I just saw how easily for me now to text anyone, to solve anything, to call someone, to ask what I need. And I even don't see it's a big deal at all. Was it these sales videos I watched all over the years, or all the psychological work, or stepping through my fears. I don't know. I think it's all together. It's all together. All of it. The best part, the best feeling. Now I do what once broke me without even thinking about it. Honestly, I think that this feeling of trying to overstep it, it's worth trying. It's worth doing the hard thing. But probably the biggest breakthrough happened when I moved to another country. One guy we knew asked us to help him, and we decided to make a small project just for his needs. Exactly at that point it was absolutely clear. Either we do this project and make it work, or we go back to the country we left. We also, with my husband and my partner, but he wasn't my husband that day, we almost broke up because he wanted us to be a business partners, but I just could not. I was procrastinating, I was scared, I was avoiding doing anything, and I was making excuses constantly about everything. And then this huge pressure fell on me. From one side, going back home and people thinking like, oh, you are so weak. You just can't live in another country even for 6 months. I don't even know if anyone would say that, but this fear, it was burning inside me. I felt like they would say this. And from the other side, breaking up, which would have been horrible too, especially in the situation like immigration, and I certainly didn't want to break up with him. I didn't want that at all. Nothing from this. It was like bad or bad. What would you choose? So I choose, with tears in my eyes, I choose to sell, to sit down and do cold outreach manually every day, because we didn't have any money for ads. That was the only way. Imagine that person whose biggest fear was cold sales started to do that. And it worked. Now this project is actually our main source of income, and it's a Telegram bot that monitors charts and finding their clients in different niches like real estate agents, money exchange, and so on. Now, writing to people. It still depends, because I'm not a robot, and sometimes I have like this feeling of fear before I text someone, especially if it's something expensive, something complex, and I'm doing it first time, or I didn't fully believe in this yet. Of course I will feel some resistance, but overall it's so much easier. So yeah, I really think that there is almost nothing in this world you can't do. You just need to ask yourself, what are you ready to sacrifice for this? Are you okay going through the pain, stress and discomfort? And the most important question, do you even want to grow? If you kind of unhappy and a little bit uncomfortable, sorry honey, but I think that nothing's gonna change. Sometimes the only thing between you and your next desirable level is just one message that holding you there. Thank you for watching and being with me. Hope you learned anything new. See you in the next video. Bye bye.